And welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we defeated the Palace of Twilight dungeon and defeated Zant, and we got news that his god has returned back in our world again, and it's none other than Ganondorf. And we started this episode, spawning right back outside the Palace of Twilight, because, we ended the episode at the end of the save screen. It says, so Ganondorf was just using Zant to help him return to the world of light. I guess now we know the true nature of the barrier over Hyrule Castle. He's in Hyrule Castle, I'm sure of it. Princess Zelda's in grave danger. We must return to the world of light and hurry up to the castle. Okay, so that's going to be our goal, is to do that. But first, there's actually a couple things to do before we head into that. Because, well, I'm going to be honest with you, that is our final dungeon of the entire game. And, well, we're not going to go there. There's a couple things we have left to do in the game. We still have 3 post souls left to get. We still have a bunch of stamps left to get. And, well, that's what we're going to be doing. Now, one of the first thing and foremost I'm going to be doing is I have a guest with me today. I know I've been going on too long about it without introducing you. But go ahead and introduce yourself.
I see how it is. I just have to be stay in the shadows because you're in the shadow world. I see. How fitting. Hey there, guys. I am Sonic Ghost.
Yeah, Sonic Ghost here is going to be accompanying me on this next trip because, well, our next next order of business is we're going to be tackling a challenge in this game that is kind of infamous. It's not really that bad, but it's kind of infamous in this game. It's called the Cave of Ordeals. I think I mentioned this a long time ago when we created the warp point at Gerudo Mesa. This is a 50-floor dungeon, kind of like, Wind Waker's Savage Labyrinth. And, well, it's really hard in this game. And since I'm going to be doing a lot of fighting, I kind of figured I'd have a guest with me to commentate while I'm doing this. So, Lester, you've done the Cave of Ordeals twice on your channel, really. You did it once on your Let's Play of Twilight Princess, and then you did it again for a challenge video.
Yeah, when that series was still a thing.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, I pretty much stopped doing those now because that's kind of what the live streams have been starting to become in a way with these challenge runs. Which, to be fair, is a much better transition. Yeah, it is. But we here in the Cave of Ordeals, like I said, this is a 50-floor gauntlet of enemies that we have to fight, and every floor gets progressively tougher. And a reason why I saved doing this for last on our to-do list to do is because you have to have basically all the items in the game before you can get to the bottom of the dungeon or the gauntlet. You have to have the spinner, you have to have the ball and chain, you have to have the Dominion Rod, and you have to have the double claw shots. So that's the reason why I did that. And yeah, a lot of items needed for this, which is pretty much a late game, if not post-game kind of thing at that point.
Yeah. And it says, your power is a gift given only to those with confidence to wield it. So, our first floor is nothing more than just a simple bokoblin. You can take him out with one swipe of the sword. I mean, like I said, it's going to get progressively worse. Now, another gimmick of this dungeon is you cannot heal at all, except for your healing items. There's no hearts. The enemies don't drop any hearts, and then enemies don't, drop any healing items whatsoever. The second floor is nothing but, like, bats and rats. So
yeah, I mean, you have the right idea in there. Like you said, enemies will not drop hearts, so your only ways of recovering are one of 2 options. Either whatever you bring in with your bottles, or some floors do have diggable spots as the wolf, and some of those diggable spots, I believe, can have hearts, but it's very rare.
Yeah, I actually was going to bring that up. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what floors have the diggable spots on them.
I never remember either. Usually after I clear a floor, I just go in the wolf form and just use my senses just to check anyways.
Yeah.
It's always hard to remember which floor has an area or not. Because all these floors basically look the same, minus like the enemies in them. There are going to be a handful that would be slightly different in layouts, but most of them pretty much just going to be just open nature like this.
Oh, and by the way, yeah, this is where you're going to get a lot of rupees, too. Since enemies don't drop hearts, they drop a lot of rupees. So, come in with a not-so-full wallet. But, yeah, this is kind of, this game's version of the Savage Labyrinth, which was a, a 50-floor dungeon in Wind Waker. Except, I honestly find this one a little bit tougher than the Savage Labyrinth.
Yeah, I can see that. Mainly because the Savage Labyrinth did have, like, those break areas. Well, this doesn't really have that. Like, there is a break area, so to say, but it doesn't, like, refill hearts or rupees, anything like Wind Waker's did.
Yeah. Okay, so this floor here has bokoblin archers, and these are probably the most, like, one of the most annoying floors to deal with, because as soon as you enter the room, they already barrage you with, arrows. So it's hard enough already to kill the bokoblins, sniping them in first person real quick. I'm not quick enough like some people are, just to pull on and snag them real quick before they, kind of shoot arrows at you while you're trying to do it. I'm not quick enough to do that. I know some people are.
It's mainly a thing either if you're playing the Wii version with like the pointer controls, or if you have gyro turned on for this, that makes it easier. But even then, it's still, like you said, a little hard to do like quick shots.
Yeah. There is another healing option that I failed to mention. Some floors have another instance of a rare chew jelly appearing, and if you can kill it and bottle it, there's another form of healing that you can have in this dungeon, and it does the same exact thing as the Gray Fairy Tears do. So, we do have a bottle of Gray Fairy Tears. We come in with 3 fairies, and it came with a bottle of Great Fairy Tears from when we got it from Giovanni. I had not drinking it yet, so this is probably going to be the point where I'm going to use a lot of my items to survive, because I'm going to be honest with you, it gets pretty hairy towards the end. Like, really hairy.
Yeah. I say, like, the first half of this is pretty doable if you don't have that many hearts, but once you get, like, past the halfway mark, they throw a lot of the hard-to-fight enemies at you that will just deal damage to you quick. You're honestly best off going to this area with at least 2 rows of hearts. You don't have to have full amount of hearts, but having anything past the first row makes a huge difference.
Yeah, this floor just has, the dongos and fire keys. You can kind of get the idea, like, each floor has a theme to it, in a way. Like, this floor has a bunch of tektites. One of my favorite things to do, before I go into a floor, is I charge up a jump strike, and I just, land in there and hope that I hit enemies. So, usually that works a lot. Sometimes it works to my detriment.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea to do, because sometimes just sniping enemies from above or just slamming down on the ground is the most effective way to clear out waves of these guys at once.
Also, I need to mention that this dungeon, in particular, I'd say it's a dungeon. It's not really a dungeon. It's a gauntlet.
Yeah.
But, this place has our last 3 post souls in it. The last 3 post souls in the game. Now we have in this floor we have 2 Lizalfos. Actually, and a couple Bulblin archers. Always have your shield up. That's one thing in particular I learned. Always, like, target someone to have your shield up wherever you're doing. So, if you just happen to get into a mob and you don't mean to, at least you have your shield up. It blocks attacks.
True. It's some protection.
Yeah. Now, I do believe this is floor 10. Yes, this is floor 10. Every 10th floor, we arrive at a fairy fountain. And we need to talk to the fairy that's here. This is this version's Great Fairy. She's not as hideous as Ocarina of Time's Great Fairy.
The biggest problem with those is they
Majora's
kind of over-exaggerate a lot of things about that Great Fairy.
Says, "Welcome, O hero, to the Cave of Ordeals. I am the Great Fairy. I reign over the fairies of this realm as their queen. In praise of your efforts thus far, I will release fairies to Ordon Spring. From this point onward, you have need of the ancient power that allows one to walk along cliffs without a single foothold." So this is your clue right here. She tells you, if you want to advance, you have to have the spinner. If you want to give up the fight for now, you can go re-equip yourself. I can return you to the surface. You may merely speak to me. Like I said, she kind of gives you a hint on what you really need in order to do it. Since you can access this place well before Arbiter's Grounds. So, yeah, if you clear the first 10 floors, she'd be like, yeah, you can't go any further.
Not just that, but also, they don't really mention it in that cutscene, but at this point, every 10 floors you clear, you're going to run into those great fairies, and they're going to release fairies in the springs around the Hyrule. So I do believe that is good for like the first spring area that's in Ordon Village.
Yeah, in Ordon Village, it releases the fairies there, and every 10 floors they're going to unlock more fairies, which is a good thing. You know, if you need more fairies, that's one way to do it. But as you guys can see on the screen here, every 10 floors, you also added to the Wii U version, they added a treasure chest over here that has a Miiverse stamp in it. So on the first 10th floor, we get the Surprise Link stamp. So, yeah, every 10 floors, we're going to get a Miiverse stamp from this. So, you get a grand total, like, 5 Miiverse stamps here, I think?
Yeah, because it's one every 10 floors, which includes the final one where you get your proper reward.
Okay, well, I forgot about the rats. Okay, on this floor, floor 11, you got Helm of Sources. So that's not just the only thing. You got 15, like, rats come charging at you. And it's, like, the only time I really see these, like, rats behave this way. Where they got, like, a pack of, like, 10, and they come charging right at you. It's really annoying, really. It's just like, I have to block all that, and there's no way to counteract that unless you, like, drop a bomb from above.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those floors where it's kind of easier to come in as a wolf and just take out the rats first.
Yeah. Okay, so on this floor, as you guys can see, the entrance of the exit is blocked. And the only way we can get it is if we go use the spinner and ride along the walls in order to reach the cubby hole where the door is behind. So as soon as you do that, you can go on further. This is what the first floor of the 10, they put a puzzle in there for you to access it. So
yeah, and this is their way basically gatekeeping you out of each area depending on what dungeons you've done. Hence why it's just honestly better to come here once you have all the items from these last 4 dungeons. You don't need to do the Palace of Twilight, luckily, but you do need to clear up to the Sky Temple.
Did you call it Skytown?
No, Sky Temple.
Sky Temple?
Yeah, City in the Sky. Sky Temple. The Sky Temple. The temple in the sky. I'm not wrong.
I think isn't Sky Temple used in another Zelda game?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's the big thing about Skyward Sword. Like Skyward Sword's like one of the dungeons just called Sky something Temple. Sky Gate, I think, something like that.
Okay. This floor has an enemy we haven't seen in a long time. It's these bubble enemies, these like frogs and bubbles. Just use a, a bomb arrow to expose them. Just kill them real quick. I use bomb arrows because it pops a bubble and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's much easier to use these.
Yeah. Weren't these guys in Majora's Mask?
Kind of like, there was an enemy that did something similar, which was one of the frog mini bosses, the one in Great Bay Temple. It pretty much did the same thing. Just got in a bubble and just kung fu you to death if you got trapped in there.
Kung fu. I'm trying to, every floor I'm going to try and kind of change into wolf to see if I can find a dig spot. I don't, like I said, I don't know, because I didn't really need to use the hearts as much, but I don't remember what floors have hearts on them. There's a bunch of them on that, like, numbered floors.
Yeah. Again, especially on our first playthrough, I recommend just once it's cleared out of enemies, go into your wolf senses and just run around the floor trying to see if there are digging spots. It's the best way to do so. And obviously, if you're playing on hero mode here on the HD version, those digging spots will not have hearts at all. I don't even think they have rupees. So they're just blank.
Oh, they're just empty?
I believe so.
Yeah, because doesn't hero mode not drop hearts at all? That's its gimmick.
Exactly, yeah. You need to only heal yourself from healing items like fairies and such.
I never actually played this game on hero mode. I never played any Zelda game on hero mode, really.
I've played a couple on hero mode at this point, and they're all like different because some hero modes are slightly different than others, but they all pretty much do the same thing if you don't get hearts. I will say this game is one of the hardest hero modes if you're used to the GameCube version, since it plays out like the Wii version, being mirrored and all.
We got Boblins for days on this floor. Lots of screaming.
Yeah, it never gets old until you want them to stop.
I know. But, I think the only, like, Zelda game that I've ever actually played on the harder difficulty was Breath of the Wild. I'm only, like, halfway through that. So Master Mode is hard.
That's probably the hardest one in the whole series when it comes to its so-called hero mode, but it makes sense. It was downloadable content. You have to pay for that.
Okay, I think this floor has rats and keys again. Yeah, it has lots of rats and lots of keys. So just, easy floor, really. I mean, I say that and I got hit. But that was only quarter heart, so it's not a big deal. Later, it's going to get worse when they do, like, full heart damage. Of course, if you're playing on hero mode, then this is kind of a cakewalk.
Yeah, even though the keys will still do more damage, it's not going to be much. Oh no, from a quarter heart, they did half a heart. Oh no.
Oh no. Alright, so this is our first instance of finding a Poe here. This is our 57th Poe, I think? But we got stall hounds. It might be best to turn into wolf this floor. I'm going to fight him as a wolf. I'm going to go ahead and just use my encompassing attack. If I can not get hit. Stop getting hit. There we go. The Poe's gonna make things very freaking annoying. I'm gonna be honest with you. When the Poe's on the floors with the Poe's are probably one of the worst floors to fight, because there's gonna be a floor later where there's a bunch of Re-Dead Knights and our Poe is on there, and I managed to get the Poe while getting hit at the same time. Oh, jeez. Well, there's our next Poe soul. We only got 2 more left in the game to get, so they're both here. Okay, I think there might be a digging spot on this floor. If I remember correctly, I think there was. Or not. I was wrong. I don't... We're gonna see the digging spot. I swear we are. On one of these floors, I'm gonna find it. Okay, on this floor... Doesn't seem like there's anything. I think things drop on the ceiling. Oh yeah, levers. Forgot. That was easy. Just had to do spin attack.
Yeah, this is one of the easier floors for that reason.
Okay, so on this floor here, you guys probably see a sparkly in the distance there. That is a rare chew jelly. If you are low on hearts for whatever reason at this point, yeah, you can go and snag you some rare chew jelly. I'm not really that hurt, so it's not gonna really do me any good.
Well,
yeah,
in fact, actually, otherwise it is still gonna do you good, even if you have a good amount of hearts. This is the one that's equivalent to fairy tears. Remember that, so it gives you more attack power.
Yeah, so yeah, it'll help a lot in situations like that. But since this is a chew floor. Be mindful. If that rare chew jelly gets absorbed, you lose it.
Yeah.
So just be careful of that. I'm not gonna get the rare chew jelly because I'm still, I still have a lot of healing items that I haven't used yet, so it's fine. I don't have another bottle, obviously, so I'm not gonna get it this floor. But later, there's going to be another floor that I might get it. So.
Yeah, because I believe there are 2 floors out of the entire Cave of Ordeals that have rare true jelly.
Yeah.
And pretty much what you were doing in the very beginning of this floor, that's kind of what you have to do if you want the rare chew. You have to shoot it down immediately and then beeline your way over there and get into a bottle. You have basically no time to react with these chews. You cannot afford to have that thing fall down and then just be absorbed immediately. You've got to get it first.
Yeah, because if it gets absorbed into the other chews, you lose it. It'll go away, and you won't have it anymore. So, if you need to get a healing item, just do it quick. Yeah, just snipe it. You can see it. It's sparkly in the distance. So, alright, so we're on floor 20. So, let's go ahead and talk to our fairy again. We're about halfway done, almost.
Yeah, just about.
I am impressed that you made it this far, hero. In praise of your efforts thus far, I will release fairies in the Faron Spring. From this point on, you will have need of the power that allows one to break through massive frozen blocks of ice. If you want to give up your fight for now and go re-equip yourself, you can return to the surface. You need merely speak to me. Okay, so onwards, we're gonna need the ball and chain. So just keep that in mind.
AKA the best item in this game, next to the double claw shot.
Honestly, it is. Yeah, so now on floor 20, we get the Angry Zelda stamp. Oh, she mad.
She's just mad we're here and not trying to save her.
Yeah, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I gotta fight these things, man.
I was told to rid the world of evil, so I'm ridding every floor here of evil. Even though it doesn't matter, I want to do it.
Okay, on this floor there are bokoblins and ice keys. I'm gonna be honest with you, the ice enemies in here are the bane of my existence. I hate the ice enemies on this floor. Honestly, the ice enemies are kind of like the most dogpiling, like, enemy types in this game. It's hard, especially on later floors, where they throw like a bunch of ice enemies from Snow Peak at you at once, and you can't defend yourself from it.
My least favorite is when you get like a bunch of the ice keys around you, you get frozen by one, and the second you break out of ice, another one frees you immediately.
Yeah. So on this floor, it doesn't seem like it's too bad. We got, rats and keys, but as you guys can see, I am moving very slow. We got the return of the ghoul rats from Arbiter's Grounds. So, I honestly just wait until I clear out all the enemies first before I deal with the ghoul rats. Because, well, actually I shouldn't say that because on a later floor, that's going to be the bane of my existence if I don't get rid of that problem. Because it has to deal with more ice enemies. Like I told you before, later floors, it gets ridiculous with the ice enemies. Well, not only that, they throw the ghoul rats on you at the same time. So, it gets really bad. So you can't move out of the way. Alright, here's a dig spot. I did find a dig spot. There's a dig spot on this floor. I think this is like 30-something. 20-something, sorry. So, here, it drops 3 hearts. So, that'll be helpful. Alright. So, Lester, did you, if I remember correctly, on your old challenge video of this, did you end up having to use any healing items on?
I remember. I think
floor?
I went into this without healing items, and I made it through without even like a full 20 hearts. I might have had a full 20 hearts. I'll have to look back for footage for that. But yeah, I never use any healing items to answer the real question here.
Yeah.
When I did this for the Let's Play, like a year after that video, I did come here, I think, with all 20 hearts, didn't have to use healing items, but at that time, I was playing on Wii version, which meant I was able to do the infinite bomb arrow trick, so I didn't have to worry too much, because I just spam bomb arrows everywhere. That's the thing, if you're playing GameCube or Wii, this place is super easy, as long as you use that glitch.
This floor has like 5 Re-Dead Knights, and honestly, the ball and chain is your favorite enemy, or favorite weapon to use against these things. Because as soon as you throw it and it comes right back, it kills it instantly.
I mean, you're not wrong when you had that slip of the tongue. It could also be your favorite enemy in this regard, because you're left open if you miss a swing, and these guys will stun you.
That's true. But yeah, there we go. You gotta kill all the Re-Dead Knights. Re-Dead Knights become a lot more painful to deal with because I think there's a later floor that has Re-Dead Knights and it has a Poe as well. And it's kind of annoying to deal with. This floor's already got kind of annoying to deal with because we got a Bulbin archer shooting at you immediately on a scaffold here. And we got more Bulbin archers shooting more crap at you. I'm trying to inch my way up here so that way I can hit the guy. Nope. Reload just a little bit. Okay, kill him. See, honestly, this is probably the most annoying thing here because I get a bunch of cheap shots on me just trying to shoot these guys. I think there might be one below me. Yeah, I think so. As you guys can see, I've already filled up my wallet. Yeah, I've already got max wallet on this wallet anyways. So, yeah. One thing in particular is really good for this gauntlet to have is the magic armor. If you... Honestly, it's probably like the fail-safe of... just in case you run out of all items, all your healing items, the magic armor will help you in that situation.
Yeah.
Coming with a full wallet, if that's the case. What were you gonna say, Lester?
No, I was just agreeing with that one. Like, this is definitely an area where you're best just coming in with a close to empty wall of how much money you get by the end. It's insane. Yeah.
You guys probably saw that. I was fighting a bunch of Stalfos. I just used bomb arrows because I still can't believe that that's like the bane of their existence right there is bomb arrows. They die instantly whenever you use it.
You don't need to try. You just shoot an arrow out their chest and they're dead.
We got Skulltulas here. Trying to shoot them in their abdomen. Trying to get a cheap shot on them. Then I'm going to jump strike. On my way down. Oh, I didn't do anything. Of course I didn't. Yeah, on my practice file I did earlier, I managed to kill like 3 of those Skulltulas whenever I did my jump strike strategy. Of course, I can't replicate it when I have the record button hit.
Yeah.
So
That's how it always goes, you know. That recording curse. You want to have some good luck with something like this? Nope.
Nope. Can't do that. And this floor has a bunch of Bulblins. Is that Bulblins or Bokoblins? I think it's Bokoblins. And Dinofools. Or not Dinofools, but Lizalfos with a helmet. Oh, these are the red Bokoblins. So, they're a little bit more durable than their brethren that we fought at the beginning of the game. But, you know, Link's sword swipes are kind of crowd control in this situation. I'll tell you one thing, that, you know, he swings in such an arc that, you know, he can hit, like, multiple enemies at once.
Yeah, that's true. Although I will say, if you're not using the bomb arrow glitch in the Wii version, this room is pretty bad in that version of the game, because quick spins in general in the Wii version of Twilight Princess are bad. You had to shake the nunchuck for a quick spin to come out, but there was a recharge period on it. You couldn't just spam it like you can in this game, or this version, I should say. And same for GameCube, even. You were able to spam in those versions.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Not the Wii version.
Forgot about the Wii version. Having a charge on just quick spin in general. I forgot all about that. You had to wait until, you know, light comes up your sword, and then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, the controls were fine in the Wii version. It's just everything they did with the nunchuck controls were bad. Like, shield bashing basically did not work at all in the Wii version, because it was mapped to shaking the thing forward. But if you tried to lunge the nunchuck forward, it would activate a spin attack half the time. So it was easy enough to activate a spin attack, but not really for the shield bash, and that stupid cooldown just made it really hard to really utilize the spin attack all that much. I ended up doing more jump slashes in the Wii version when I first played.
Yeah, I noticed that, like, the version that I played first was the Wii version, because I bought the Wii at launch, and that was obviously the first game I got. It's like, you know, everybody had that and Wii Sports back in 2006, and man, I just forgot how clunky. I guess, I mean, the Wii version had a lot of good things to it. It had more buttons to map out more items on than like the other versions did. And obviously, you know, swinging the sword was a lot more faster in that version. But it was just, I like the Wii version, but I'm kind of glad that this version exists in a way.
Yeah. It kind of combines everything that was good between the two versions. It has the better button mapping when it comes to like GameCube version, which unfortunately does mean we lose a little bit of like item slots, but that doesn't matter, because really all we're losing is the ability to use bottles and the iron boots on a D-pad. That's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And then gyro control for the Wii pointing control.
Yeah, the bow and arrow was really accurate in the Wii version. I like that. But the Great Fairy says, I'm impressed you made it this far, hero. In praise of your efforts so far, I've released fairies to Elden Spring. From this point on, you'll have need of the power that allows one to become master of lifeless statues. If you want to give up your fight for now and go re-equip yourself, you can return to the surface. You need to merely speak to me. Okay, so you need the Dominion Rod to go further. Obviously,
more specifically,
like,
you need to have the Dominion Rod reactivated here, which means you would have to do that whole side quest first to get the city in the sky.
Yeah,
kinda sucks.
You need to do that too. On floor 30, we get the Happy Midna stamp. So, we're getting a lot of Miiverse stamps. This is where a lot of our missing equipment was.